Okay, what we got here is my new 1980 Jeep Cherokee Chief plow truck. Let's check it out. So what we got is a rusty two-door Cherokee with a 6.5 foot non-tilting plow. It goes up and down and you gotta manually swing it side to side. This Jeep has many fine options, including the broken roll-down rear window, missing rear bumper, and copious amounts of rust. Take a look inside. You can see that the floor has some issues. It has seen better days for sure. I shoveled about 10 pounds of mouse nest and whatnot out of here. I took the rear seat out because that was full of mice and garbage. The gas cap is missing, that's no problem, I'll show you in a minute. And the interior is a little on the rough side. We got some aluminum flashing floors. She's pretty rough. Let's check under the hood. A AMC 258 straight 6. Now this Jeep being 1980 should have had a steel valve cover, old style 258. In 1981 AMC redid this motor and changed the plastic valve cover and dropped about 80 pounds of weight from the block and the crank. And this engine is a 1982 engine that somebody put in. I got it tuned up, rebuilt the non-stepper BBD carburetor. Well, didn't really rebuild it. I swapped some parts off because the needle valve was stuck and everything, but I got it running pretty good. You can see the hydraulic setup for the plow. Simple up and down valve body with a hydraulic pump that's driven off the power steering pump. But everything's rusty and broke, but let's fire it up and see what happens. Before I start, here's a look from the passenger side. Here's the gas tank, halfway falling through the floor, and this 3-speed shifter here, the column shifter was all junk, so I ended up making a new shifter because the thing would get stuck in gear and you couldn't get out of gear, and the brakes hardly work, and it was a little dangerous. Now I've got a new handmade shifter that works pretty good, so we'll go inside and fire it up and take it for a little spin. Alright, this hasn't been started in a couple hours, so it should be pretty cold. We'll do a little cold start action. Come over here, give her a little pump on the gas, and hit the key, it should fire it up. Oh yeah. Feel the power. Plow control is over here. Simple manual lever, pull it out, watch the plow go up. All the way up, down. The power steering pump, the gearbox is shot. You can hear it whining. I got to rebuild the steering box or change the seal because it's shot. So, furs like a kitten. Furs like a kitten. Okay, I've rectified the plastic jug fuel tank. This is where it sat. This is what it was, a 5-gallon plastic jug with a hose in it. I've made a new steel line, 5/16 line, back to a Harley-Davidson golf cart gas tank, which is about 2.5 gallons roughly. Sitting on a couple of 2x4s back here in the footwell. I've got a new fuel gauge here. I can measure, put it in the tank and see how much gas is in the tank. So this ought to be one step above plastic jug land. It shouldn't expand in the sun because the cap is vented, and it'll be a little safer riding around back in there, not splashing all over the place. So hopefully it will be good to plow when it starts snowing this winter.